Hope X isn't having a lot of the other socials are doing well. This stream goes out to a few different spots. Hope you enjoy it. As always, we're going to get into the TA. We're also going to, discuss a couple different things and talk about some upcoming plans. We have some pretty fun poker tournament stuff coming up and just a little bit of everything. But we need to discuss this price action. Let's also vibe before we start the TA. TA isn't always fun, but TA is 100% necessary.
Open up the screen, blocks of color, living stream. Every wallet, every dream, plug into the same bright beam. Orders in the air, I can feel the ledger sweat. Every number, every share stays exactly how you care. From the cold night staring at a chart alone to 1,000 voices on a single note, I was chasing signals on a borrowed road. Now the keys sit heavy in my private code. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. Cross-chain doors, I'm breaking through. I choose my risk, I ride my truth. This is Novex, I hold my faith. Set my price, I calibrate. Future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate. Every fill is clear, every spread laid crystal here. No more shadows, no more fear, just the math and people near. Swapping worlds in one bridge, a market tap and done. Every cycle, every run feels like standing in the sun. Used to chase a rumor in a flashing light. Now I read the pattern in the chain by night. If the rules bend, we can make them right. Every wallet is a signal in a shared new ride. This is Novex, I own my move. On-chain heart with something to prove. Cross-chain doors, I'm breaking through. I choose my risk, I ride my truth. This is Novex, I hold my faith. Set my price, I calibrate. The future in my hands, I won't hesitate. Novex, I elevate. Raise your hands if you feel that same. One by one as the ledgers link. We don't wait, we don't ask, we build. Every block laid down by will. Take control, take control, take control. Watch it all unfold from the first small trade to the tidal wave. Every tiny gain, every loss we braved. We are writing rules that we never had. Turn the fear to fuel, turn the risk to bright. This is Novex. This is Novex.
Yeah. Top down, top down, top down. Sun low, sun low, sun low, sun low. Got that, got that, got that. Novex glow, yeah, yeah. Screens green, heart slow, heart slow, heart slow. Let the whole day roll, day roll, day roll. Early in the AM, coffee in the same cup, watch list loaded. Everything framed up, charts on chill. Moving like a slow jam, playing so clean, I don't even need a boast, man. Wrist tight, yeah, the downside light, let the market do its thing. I ain't gotta fight, cause the rules in place like lanes on the freeway. Novex on the dash, I just ride how the beast sway. Trail stop set while I laugh with the homies. Alerts hit soft on my wrist like it know me. No chase, no race, just grace in the guideline. Platform do the heavy, I just live in the right mind.
Novex on my mind. I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life plus grind. Novex on my mind.
Used to let fear talk loud and up and jump out. Every little tick down, now I zoom way out. See the whole big frame, let the noise burn out. I don't play that game, I split win, stack small, let it grow in seasons. Loss come, know the down, walk off with a reason. Discipline drip like the chrome on the rim shine. Step by step, turn a side hope to a real climb. Tell my people you can build while you breathe easy. From the phone or the home where the waves breeze. Tools in the hand, but the mind is the real wealth. Novex on the screen, put belief in your own self.
Novex on my mind. I'm cruising through the day so smooth. Money on the line, but I'm moving like I can't lose. Game stay up line, got a plan so I can choose. Life is grind, 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 grind. That's the groove I use. Novex on my mind.
Yeah. From the first little trade to the big time vision. From the late night doubts to the clear cut decisions. We just scale, stay patient, let the process talk. No vex in my hand, but my heart do the walk, yeah.
Novex on my mind. Novex on my mind.
Novex on our minds, baby. Good morning. Welcome. Hope you're having a great start to your day. I know some people are having some issues on X. There's also just a bunch of tension in the air with these markets, baby. So we're going to talk about it. There's only a couple of us up here, so let's just check in with everyone. Andrew, you with us, homie? How you doing, bro?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Man, just kicking it, dude. Nice cold weather where I'm at, but we're hanging out in the new office. This is the first show that I am hosting on the inside the new office. So I'm pretty excited, man. That's it's been a long time coming for me. Hard work finally pays off. Not usually the wins people want, but the wins people deserve is the things that really help you hit the next level. So nothing like a guy having his own place, being a stay-at-home dad, always working, always doing that, to have my own private, separated, detached office, bro. It just doesn't get better than that in my estimation. So I'm pretty hyped about that.
I'm hyped. You got your but equal office. We all need our separate but equal places sometimes. But no, I'm ready to get into the markets, man. We've been active. We're always active. we were talking a bit on Ghost Stream yesterday, guys. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's check into it. Check in with everybody, guys. This is Trade Talk powered by Novex Finance. Actually, I think we got to change the title unless we're doing another Zing Aiming. Novex Finance, guys. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys are following, liking, subbing from wherever you're listening from. This goes out to X, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, pretty much everywhere. So make sure you're subbing, following me, and Clutch, and all that good stuff, man. So these episodes, they're our favorite, right? We stream a lot. We stream some poker. We'll be streaming some poker later. We stream some video games and stuff like that. Chart watching gives us a lot of downtime. When we're chart watching, we're really chart watching and getting to the money, man. So that's what this episode is all about. In case you're new here and curious how it goes down, we generally do a quick check-in question. We only got a few of us on the panel today, so it'll be a pretty quick check-in question. But we do a quick little check-in, talk about a market topic real quick. Then we'll throw it over to Clutch. Clutch will look at the chart, so let us know what he's seeing. He'll call a direction for the weekend, and we'll try to call a trade for the show. Silver today, man. I've been watching that chart, Clutch. I'd hear what your thoughts are on that. I think it's shortened season on silver too, but we'll get into that. But I got a question that I want to throw out for everybody here, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit more about Novex while the panelists get a second to think about this check-in question. But so Monero, we're going to talk about Monero. It's on a pump. It's been on a big pump, and I'm wondering, do you guys think this is we're seeing a legit pivot to privacy this time? I think most people in crypto have a place in their heart for privacy, but do you guys think this is a legit pivot to privacy right now? Or are we seeing another exit liquidity move similar to what we saw with Zcash? And I can argue either way. So I'm curious what you guys think about this one. But before we get into that, let me tell you guys about Novex. Is the people's exchange. It's built by traders for traders. Guys, me, Clutch, and Ghost, all of us been trading for a while, and we've worked with all the major centralized exchanges, and there was stuff we liked about it, didn't. But when we launched Novex, we wanted it to have all the bells and whistles and have everything you're gonna like as a trader. So we knocked that out of the park. But the thing that I think is truly amazing that we have going on Novex is, as a whole, the trade on our platform are profitable, and you're not going to find that anywhere else. And if you guys know somewhere else where that happens, another exchange, let us know. We want to team up with them and see what they're doing. But I can tell you how we're doing it is by doing these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So like I said, make sure you like, sub, tune in every week, watch the replay if you got to, but also jump into Novex Finance Telegram, because that's where the alpha and really goes down at. That's where we that's where we have all the trades. I drop trades there. Clutch drops trades there, and Ghost, he's not up here right now, but Ghost posts every single trade he makes. Every time he trims some profits, trims at a stop loss, Ghost is sharing in there. So that's how we keep everybody profitable. As it's not only do we teach and educate what the thing we're doing along the way, so you can make the steps with us and make some money. So make sure you guys are getting in that Telegram. There's free money in that Telegram. All you got to do is create a Novex account and trade on Novex with us. But it's a decentralized exchange, right? Nobody has access to your money, so it's not even really creating an account. You're just creating a spot to stick the escrow contract, right? You're creating an escrow contract to stick the funds in. But yeah, that's Novex, guys. Make sure you like, follow, jump into TG. We're printing. We're not gonna stop printing. But let's get into it this morning, man. I'm curious what you guys think about this and this Monero and it being on a run. Are we seeing a legit privacy this time, or are we just seeing another exit liquidity scam? Morgan, you around?
Yeah, of course. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Can you hear me okay?
How you doing, Morgan?
Oh, you do?
And what do you think
Perfect.
about this?
So, please forgive me. I'm in an office cleaning, so maybe I should be at Clutch's house then. Congrats on the new office, bud. That's freaking awesome. I just wanted to say that. I'm so psyched for you. But yeah, I really, I don't know. I've been learning more about the crypto privacy, and there's another one called the Secret Network. But I just, I, you know, I don't know. I kind of like it. I like it because I think privacy is important. If this is just a pump, I don't want to speak too much on that just because I'm not totally sure. But if it's going to be just exit liquidity, I don't know. I like it because I like privacy, especially even with art and NFTs. That's what I'm mostly into. So I think about being able to keep my NFTs private when I sell them to somebody, as an artist, and just looking into it, token wise as well. Like, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. So I'm not against it at all, and I think that I hope we're not exit liquidity on it. So. But yeah, I just have been trying to learn a lot more about the privacy networks. I think it can also prevent us just from getting scammed, people looking into wallets and seeing what's going on. But I don't know. I'm always just trying to learn more about it. So
I feel that I've been bullish on privacy for a while, and I've been bullish on Monero since almost when I got into crypto, just because privacy made sense to me. Way back, a lot of things that have stifled Monero's growth. And I'm interested in if you can give us a 60-second rundown on Secret. I haven't heard of that yet. Or if you don't got time, it's all good. But I definitely
sure,
more if you
sure.
got anything to share.
Yeah, of course. So that one, I know Shibtoshi. He was launching his not swapper, yeah, his silent swap, which is basically an exchange that it cannot be detected. So started looking into that a little more because he's uh, he's been somebody that I've always looked up to and just always been a really nice guy to speak with. So he made a silent swap, and I started looking into the Secret Network because it happened to be on that network. But yeah, there's I believe her name is Lisa Loud. Um, she's part of that team, and they're yeah. I'm trying to think of how long they've been around for. I really just learned about them, so I've just been kind of diving into their website and just learning more about what you can do over there. So. And that's why I mentioned like NFTs, and just because coming from an art background, but yeah, I can find out. I can get their website from you, but I'm not sure how long they've been around. And I believe, do they have a token yet? I have to. I'm sorry, my info on it isn't total, but I just started diving into it about like a week ago, so I'll be able to get you some more info on it. But super, super interested in it, just because I don't know. I think privacy is important. So
That's awesome, man. Yeah, definitely. Any info, send it over to me. I'd like
yeah,
to know more. I'm bullish on privacy coins in general. It's just hard for me to push when I see what I see in the market right now in general.
yeah. Right here it is.
Like,
I'll grab you the website, and send it over to you. Yeah, it's super interesting because I
sweet,
just
sweet. Send.
I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Oh, it launched in 2020, which I did not realize. There you go. All right. Thank you. And so happy to be here with you guys today. Like
Oh,
I said,
all
I
good, good.
apologize. I'm cleaning, but I'm happy to finally be able to like come and spend some time with you guys. So
No, it's good to hear from you again, Morgan. We appreciate you popping in and always supporting. But we will, yeah, we'll dig in more to the into secret and keep everybody posted. Anything you find, Morgan, let us know. Let's keep checking in though. Let's who else we got up here? We got Kua. Kua, you around, bro? How's your week been? How you doing? And what do you think about this Monero pump? Are we seeing a real pivot to privacy now? Or is this just another exit liquidity pump like we saw with Zcash?
Yeah, I think yeah, the week's been pretty interesting. There's a lot of noise uh in the social aspect politically and stuff like that. But yeah, trading wise, I'm just been, keeping my trades safe. But with Monero, I think that pump, if you're just getting into it, you're gonna be exit liquidity, right? If you were there before the pump, then uh kudos to you. But I'm really, like you said, XM Monero has been like one of the, not the super OG, but it's one of the OGs that's been around. And interested, I was interested in Monero back then because of mining. I was really more of a, because before I became active as a trader, I was more of a miner. I was more interested in the algo. I would look at different algos. Back then, new algos would pop up, and then I would try to figure out how to mine that new algo. And you can use CPUs, GPUs, and then eventually you couldn't use those things. But Monero, interestingly, it's resistant to that. You can still mine Monero using your CPU. The only problem is the electricity here is so high that it's not worth it. But if you're interested, you can do that. You can still, if your electricity where you are is pretty low, you can try it out. Run a miner and just mine Monero, and then it's now that it's like worth a lot more. You can probably get more if you get it through mining and sell it. But if you're getting into it trying to buy right now, I don't think you'll be exit liquidity is my opinion, because, or maybe just wait for it to go back down. But yeah, that's my take on it. If you're a miner, then good for you. If you're not a miner yet, maybe it's something that you wanna check out, right? But yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up the mining point of Monero, because that was one thing that I always thought was super cool, because regard you could mine Monero on your laptop, to be real, and I assume it's still like that. I haven't really dug into it in years at this point in time. I played around with it a little bit back in the day,
Yeah,
but
it's still like that, yeah.
oh, it's tight. But it's funny you say like, oh, it's probably not worth mining now. But I remember back in 2018, 2019, you were probably making like $20 in Monero a month, but you were using $20 worth of electricity, so it's pretty much just break even and stuff. But if you mine Monero back then and held till now, you got some low effort crypto for with some upside. So like I think like the argument, and the reason why I really want to highlight that is because we didn't hear it, right. I wasn't around, but if you go back to the forums on Bitcoin, the specifically the 2+2 forums, those are the ones I read. And if you go back to the early days of Bitcoin, people were talking similar stuff to where it's like, you can mine like $50 worth of Bitcoin every month, but electricity cost is 50, 55 bucks. So it's probably not worth it, and now like imagine, a little bit. So if you truly believe in something, it's probably almost always a good time to mine it, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Especially you can do it on your own, just your PC, you know,
Yeah,
like
Hey,
that.
remember Cadena? They had staking Ponzi's rewards set all the way to 2080 something. And yeah, you can believe in Cadena, you can believe in Monero all you want, but when these foundations decide to rug you, that's a different conversation altogether. So I just kind of wanted to just throw that in there,
That's true.
remind y'all of a proof of work coin, like freaking Cadena. Where are they at now?
Yeah, yeah, that
well,
was pretty bad. Then I was pretty
Monero is
bad.
different though. There's no foundation in my knowledge. It's just a bunch of decentralized algorithm, kind of like Bitcoin,
No,
but
yeah,
obviously not Bitcoin.
for sure. There's always a reason. You telling me it's ran by no one? No chance. Just because it's not on paper doesn't mean that someone that started and still is pulling some strings.
Well, yeah, there's anything's got the guy with the bag. We even got Bitcoin guys with the bag, but I I just think that what happened with like Cadena is totally different because they flat out told you, yeah, we're just stopping this, and like you watched it go to zero.
It
Good
was a
times
fun
in
ride.
crypto,
Fun ride to zero sometimes.
dude. I feel like James might have been in that. Somebody was in that.
He's in every Ponzi.
I no longer like it.
He's in every Ponzi.
Oh man. All right, good to hear from you, Kua. Let's keep checking in. We got Massimo up here. Drew Roberts is on me. He's here, but I don't think he's here. Um,
I
I don't
didn't let
see him
him
in
up. Drew Roberts can keep trying. Get the picture, bro.
here.
Morning. What's up?
What's up, Massimo? How you doing, bro? What do you think about this Monero pump? You think it's legit pivot to prissy, or are we seeing some more shortened season?
I don't know if this is because I've been hanging out with you and Clutch more often, but I just have this in the back of my head, just very slowly. Every time something pumps, all I hear is scam pump, and that's it. So I'm not sure. I don't trust any pump right now. And yeah, I'm sure that at the end of the day, there's definitely some money to be made in there. Um, but I don't know. I think as far as if this is going to stick around or not. Let's see how much it retraces, right? If it retraces, back to, levels of where the pump initially began, without a quick rebound, then I think we have our answer. I'm not of the, I should say, it's not necessarily in my
It's
best
going to
interest
zero
nor
as
my
we
corporate
speak.
strategy.
It's going to zero
As
as
I'm
we
saying,
speak. I had to chime in.
I'm not a top blaster, so I won't be buying it. And also, it's one of those things that, like, there's going to be good money made one way, right? Like, it could rip, or you could just miss the short of your life. But no, it's with that kind of volatility. I like to sit back and see how things happen before I get in, because to me, getting in on something that has just had an insane pump like that is more gambling than it is trading. Um, but no, I don't trust any pumps that are not matching up with some of the other markets indicators and things like that right now.
I feel you on that. It's funny. It feels like it had a big sell off as we're talking about it, but man, at this chart, and maybe Clutch will pull up the Monero chart today too. But everything I'm looking at says the next pump up. We need to just put like the down to like 300. But what do you? I'm curious what you think, Clutch
That to
man,
me might
and
be
what do
a.
you?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say that to me might be something that you wait for the dip and then leverage it back up real quick. But that was it, man.
I'm with you, Massimo. I mean, I'm looking at the chart right now, and on the 6 hour, it feels like we might get a little bounce off this 21 here and give another could ride up and short the top with. But there's
Oh
I
yeah,
think we're
it's
definitely
a red
going
candle
to see
right
some
there.
pain in
Huge one.
Monero.
Yo, I think Kuya must have just top blasted because the second he said he was bullish on anything that's criminal, this chart went straight to zero. Kuya, your investment's not safe, brother. To zero, she freaking goes, bro. These are the trade talk shorts. It's what people have come to expect, and it always works, Andrew. Why?
Because they're talking about Monero down.
I think they think if we're talking about it that I'm gonna top blast. So they
Yeah,
know
I
I'm
think
not a
they
top
heard me
blaster.
and then they said, "Oh, someone's bullish. Let's sell it
Right.
off."
No, yeah, sell it off. Plus, if they really want to get me, you gotta, hit me with a 40, 60% pullback real quick before you can rug me the additional 90% after that. So I think this is a play after my portfolio. I will not fall for it. I'm on to you. This is Not gonna say it's Morgan, but I will say we never talked about Monero until Morgan came around. That's a
It's
coincidence.
always my fault. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm used to that one.
No, for sure. I'm just kidding though. But no, seriously, like for me, this is just another rotation. It's one thing that hadn't moved. Everything else did. It went to the top of its range. We're talking about Monero a little late here, Andrew. This run up was actually last week. In the midst of us pumping the rest of the market, Monero did nothing. And now that the rest of the market is kind of doing nothing, you're seeing these vicious ass dumps. Like this was a pretty big dump for just an immediate little pullback on the 15-minute, bro. We're talking about a 8 to 12% dip in less than an hour. Oh yeah, I left Andrew speechless.
No, it's big time. That's a big dip. It happened quick, like while we were on the show.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy, man. But like anything, you can't make money unless you use people as exit liquidity. So like XMR, why now? What happened to Zcash being the answer? Then the team steps down. Oh, but wait, but it was deliberate. It was to protect the integrity of the future. Wrong. This to me doesn't add up. But the pump does. The pumps add up because simply all they are is just exit liquidity rotation scams. I'm freaking with it. Remember I rode the Zephyr rotation exit liquidity scam? This was 2 years ago, Andrew, probably three. And it was very similar. There was a wave of privacy. Every time privacy comes, I think internally, it's one of those things that just sounds great in theory. Whoa, privacy, protection, yay. But privacy in this sector leads to nothing but criminal activities against humanity. The financial sector. Privacy has never been good. All privacy has done is gotten us out of the gold standard and has gotten us to invade countless countries, all in the name of financial freedom, disguised under, hey, terrorism, or disguised under, you plug in the freaking category there, but there's always something, right? So to me, it's like the Z trash freaking crap came, and now you have Monero doing a rotation. It's exactly what Monero did when Zephyr freaking rugged, because it didn't make it. Monero's like, oh, remember me, guys? I'm that privacy guy that you guys all want. I'm still here. Boom, 100% pump. It's happened now, back to back cycles. It went bear market, bull market, and now what are we going to call this market? It isn't a bear market, it isn't a bull market, but maybe it's a consolidation market. So that's actually, if you look at it like this is a third cycle, then that's happened 3 cycles in a row. And I'm not even accounting for the Monero pump in 2021, Andrew. Why? Because everything pumps. So I'm going to leave that one alone, right? I think that's fair. It's not fair to put it all on an exit liquidity scam when the whole market pumped. The whole market was a pump, an exit pump. But anyhow, so those are just kind of my thoughts, that this is just like, ooh, shiny toy. There's a privacy rotation. Maybe Monero is going to get it. So people front run it, create the narrative. And this is why you see trash freaking Solana influencers talking about this all the time, because they don't care. And if you think I'm talking about the trash influencers with 10, 20, 30, 40K followers, no, wrong. We're talking about guys like Mert. One of the most prominent names on Solana has been using people as exit liquidity, calling for $10,000 e-trash. So to me, this Monero cash grab, this freaking Z-Trash cash grab, it's all the same. It's just all cash grabs.
No, I'm with you. I was a fan of Monero back in like the 2018 time range, but as of late, it's been hard for me to buy the narrative of Monero, right? That they're gonna be the Bitcoin of privacy, and like, yeah, they've been around. Yeah, I do like, how it was started, right? Similar to Bitcoin, no team allocation or anything like that. But the problem is, if any of you guys remember recently, or maybe not, or semi recently, it was back when we were still on Spaces, but Monero fell victim to a 51% hash attack. There was another coin called Cubic that got all its miners to mine Monero, and then they just sold the Monero for the Cubic, and they were actually, what they did is they took a loss, and the foundation just gave people more Cubic to go mine Monero, and essentially give them Monero to sell off and stuff, and they said it was just to prove they could do it. But if you can fall victim to a 51% hash attack, I don't think you can ever truly be taken seriously as a legitimate currency. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So I, I'm on the short side. I wish we would have shorted last night or the start of this show. I really didn't start thinking about it till this morning. Until I was like, man, people are still talking about Monero. Maybe we'll make it a subject today. But yeah, I think next pump up, I think we sniff $800. It's time to put some shorts in for sure.
That's potential. I just feel that the time to put the short in was already there because I do believe it got to 800 already. So the
Yeah, that's
way
what I'm
I
saying. We sniff it again. It's probably the dead cat bounce.
Yeah, well, on the 1 hour, it's piercing through and creating a lower low. This could be a false breakout, as usually when you barely break below, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. So who knows, man? But all I know is privacy sounds good, but you can't fix humanity. So therefore, privacy bad. People are going to use privacy. Think about people that are on the fence to creating exit liquidity scams. What's stopping them? Typically, it's, well, I don't want to get caught. If they had the frickin' privacy, most people will run whatever they want. Running money through Monero, bridging it, buying whatever Solana, EVM chain you want just to go and do what you got to do. Bro, it's literally what has excited people because what do you want privacy from? You want privacy from the government so they don't take your money? All right. It just doesn't exist. You have your own country? No, you don't, right? So that's the only way full privacy like that can truly exist. You don't want people in your business. Well, you don't need money from them. You don't need import, exporting, right? So the whole world is connected. Therefore, that privacy that they're trying to do just truly doesn't exist. It only exists in theory, but the reality of it is that type of privacy isn't like, man, not many people have billions of dollars that they're trying to just protect. Most people that have billions are super knee deep into any government ecosystems or any, any form of lobbyism that already goes on. So who are we really talking about here? 20 sums with $1 million portfolios. They want privacy so they can keep fricking using you in criminal activity. Frickin' weirdos looking to buy things they probably shouldn't buy, right? We all know about those crates that cost 10 grand on frickin' what's that stupid site? Not Amazon, the other one, where they sell
eBay?
things. Which one? Not
eBay?
eBay. There's another one. Wayfair
Oh,
selling
Wayfair.
$10,000 frickin' crates on Wayfair. Yeah, I wonder what's in it. Look, the reality is that only criminals want full anonymous, financial establishments. And like those people, it's a big wide category, man. But think about it. You know how many people get paid to go ahead and do all the dirty work for all this crime, all this murder that you see in the world? Because it's nasty. I don't know if any of you guys have looked at the crime rate over the last 24 months or have looked at the abortion ratio. Why do you think Elon Musk is going crazy over our birth rates? Because we're killing more than we're birthing. So, like, and the Ponzi of humans is how we, like governments, steal and frickin' funnel even more money out of countries. Look at America, and every person that's born, is monetized. Well, now there's less people being born You know what I'm saying? So like with this declining birth rate, I think this whole privacy thing, dude, really just is a buzzword. And like nobody legitimate cares about privacy. Only thing they care about is it's your key. So no one can take it unless they force it out of me. But at that point, right, it's like what's anonymous privacy gonna do? They're gonna find you because the people that know how to find people and find wallets and look at loopholes, that stuff is already there, dude. So I don't think we can get away from that. And I think that's why Visa and Google and all these other companies have entered the space because they know that type of privacy, it's not what real money wants. That's freaking real criminals. That's what they want. Real money wants out in the open, exclusive, the best value, and they just want to dominate these sectors with more money, right? So like there's no sense of privacy. You think Apple's going to want a whole privacy chain so they can what? What are they going to do with the trillions of dollars they have? Privately do what? Create bunkers for Bill Gates? Like, bro, no. Like this is just a crazy conversation, but the reality is this type of privacy that the buzzword is being used as is not the privacy that'll ever exist because if it does, the world will probably burn, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, cash is pretty private if we're being honest. You know, you can move some cash without people knowing.
Fox, no. You can, but if they look enough, the money is tracked. It's everywhere you spend it. There's a camera. There's somewhere, bro. Like they can look at what car dropped it off at that pawn shop. Oh, there was the cameras at the pawn shop were off. Okay, let's look at the intersection cameras. Let's see which car parked at what time. All I'm saying is fully doing something that no one in the world can fricking know or see about. That just kind of man, dude, that's a slippery subject altogether because people that want that aren't doing good things with it.
Oh, I agree for the most part. You know, I think there's some people that just truly want to, you know, be able to pay their employees on the blockchain and not have everybody know who makes what and how much is specifically in a company account, this and that. But I'd say that's the 0.1% probably, right? Somewhere in that in that range.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's the way I was looking at it, more so of like, but it does make sense though when you say that, Clutch, because it's like, yeah, most of the time, what are you trying to hide? But still, I don't know. I'm one of those in the middle. It's like, is
I'm
there
in
a
the
happy
middle, right?
medium
Andrew, did you
Well,
say
that
pay
kind
your employee in the blockchain?
yeah, pay them on the
here?
blockchain.
Well,
He
hey,
means bury them in the, in the dumpster.
Barium.
well, I was gonna say it's funny you said that as G Pup just walked upstairs, and I just was asking him if he wanted Sol or USDC this week for his hours.
Hey,
That's
calm down. He
awesome.
might want that private, bro. You never know what he wants to buy. So, don't be telling, there's a couple thousand people listening to the stream, so we really don't want to give them any
You're
ideas.
right. We're gonna
No, but
keep it stable, and then we're not going to discuss where it's going any further from there. Good call.
facts,
Good call.
facts.
Hey,
No,
listen,
but
I don't need everybody knowing that I got an ice cream addiction or something like that. That's where my paycheck goes to. So,
they're
listen.
they're
So
gonna
so if
flag
we
all the
ever want to
Baskin
distract
Robbins,
you, yeah, exactly.
right?
If we ever want to distract you, we're just gonna send an ice cream truck up and down your
Peanut
your
butter and
street a bunch of
chocolate.
times.
Peanut butter and chocolate. Just
Ouch.
saying.
All I'm saying is, look, privacy is important on a lot of different levels. Privacy against just your average person is one thing. Wanting privacy, and exclusion against every single entity in the world, that's crazy. And if I'm being honest, that's kind of crime culture. Aren't we on crime culture? If you're in forest, you're against us. F the police. Screw the government. How many hoorah dethrone whoever power is in charge? Dude, remember at one point the NFL, they wanted them gone? It's like there's always going to be something, bro. Always going to be something.
Yeah.
But man, we live in a very public world. It's a freaking world with no real boundaries. The boundaries we create are ours. Okay. Maybe I guess there's certain boundaries like the Alps, Death Valley in California, the Amazon. Okay. You want freaking full privacy? Get your ass to the Amazon. They won't be looking for your crypto when they come and kill your ass. All the freaking village people. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna be like, you don't belong here, you're dead. Not like, oh, crypto billionaire. Yeah, oh, this is our shot. No, because to a lot of people, our crypto, our money is just all an illusion, which we all know this based off of the, 400 or 500 trillion dollars of debt that exists in the world, with 80% of the freaking planet that is taking on most of that debt. There's a big chunk of the world that's like, yo, why are we in this situation? We're not even involved in that. And like, yeah, look, this conversation goes crazy, but all I'm saying, the only people that I've ever met that want full privacy from every single entity are freaking criminals. I want privacy from most entities. People that are scummy, they're going to use you only because you have this or that, right? Like your average end consumers, right? But I don't freaking care if the government knows what I have. I don't care if the government knows where I live. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, for what? Like, what are you trying to accomplish by hiding all that? Typically it's some stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing. Now, for you, the one exception, you just want privacy so you can go in your bunker in the middle of the Alps. Okay, you can still accomplish that without fricking buying Monero and having Monero be the supreme privacy coin of the fricking world.
No, I feel it. Let's get into some other charts.
Yeah, dude. All right, so the best important thing, to take note of here is what we had talked about before, which is certain things happen and then more of that same action cannot keep happening. Meaning the market dumped, but it can't keep dumping. They have to give you spots where they change things up, right? So this is essentially what you got. So when I'm looking at coin market cap, I'm not sharing it, but it's important to see it. We now lost 3.3 trillion market cap. What a coincidence that we could not keep dumping. So they pumped it right to the level where it would actually signal a healthy correction and a reverse of trend. That would have been 3.4, $3.5 trillion market cap. We didn't get that. So that's where we're at now at 3.21 with a fear and greed index score of 50. Now, we were at 52. We didn't keep getting greedier. Maybe that's why this dump happened. When people stop believing, the market makers typically understand, okay, no more volume is coming through. It's time. So that's essentially what you're seeing. Now, to get back to the charts here, as always, we always start with the CME and we go to the daily. Now, on the daily, we do realize that we had left the gap that was closed immediately, but there's still a price range there. When we were above it on Wednesday, we talked about, well, we wicked to that gap right below, but what we're seeing now, rejection at the daily 200 being 100K. There's just so much rejection. We identified daily, 12-hour, and the 8-hour resistance what was incoming. Now on the 8-hour looks a bit different because we did burst above it slightly, but since then we have completely reversed the bullishness that was on its way. The 8 cannot cross above the 200 if we are below the 8. The 8 cannot cross above the 200 if we're way below the 8. Now, typically on breakout attempts to 200 EMAs, you don't take it down on the first try. That's a sign for people that want this market to continue to go up. So when I look back at the 8-hour, when did we lose it? So you start seeing all these tests after gaining the 200. So we're going to go back because we were in this exact same spot. Look how different this spot looks in the market, or similar the spot looks in the market. We ripped above the 200 on the 8 hour. This was way back then in April of last year. So it's been damn near a year here. Now, I don't like the fact that this swing to finally getting to that level took that long. But it is better than nothing, right? So when we're above this 200, we never saw the pullback. You see, we ripped above the 200, and here, I'm going to zoom in. Here's the one difference. After we were above the 200, we never lost the 8. In between this little pocket and here, I'm going to like kind of circle the area of interest. We're right here, right? In this sequence, we went down that way below the 8. We can't drag the 8 to do that unless there's bullish continuation, and you just kind of see it. So much so that we left the gap just so they can keep using more exit liquidity. And you notice the CME, what it does. It won't go anywhere until it closes these gaps. You see what I'm saying? It uses that gap to give you all the information you need. This gap here, we never fully close it until we ended up dumping, right? So like when you look at these charts, this is where I start really, painting some good prediction stuff, because I recall these places in the market, even though it's been a year away, 2-3 years away, and I start looking at familiarity. We already had a big old dump in first leg of the bull run when that last we were here. We've gone on 2 big legs since then, with a third attempt, to fully break out, which we didn't. So when you're looking at this time around, you're doing that and you're above the 200 with massive downtrend. Last time this was correction, pullback, and super support after 1, 2, 3 rundowns to try to break Bitcoin down, and you just blew up from there. So now, after losing 200 and finally finding a floor, this is your first attempt. Now, before you gained it here, notice how it attempted a couple times before it took it, but this wasn't really attempting to take it. It was already in the sequence of taking it. It never fully, like it lost it. It was below it, but it wasn't gone. The cycle wasn't over. So that's why we could keep longing these spots with conviction, knowing, dude, there's just going to test these tops, which they did, and some. So now we look at, since the drop down, you want to look at here, previous bear market, when you lost the 200 for a very long time, right? You lost the 200. And again, these are the 8 hour. You lost the 200. Once you found the bottom, which was here, you made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts, 8 attempts, 9 attempts, 11 or 12 attempts or so. I don't know if I want to count this as 1 or 2, but you've seen 11 or 12 attempts to remain above the 200 before Operation Takeoff. And you guys see that. Then you use the 200, knowing they're going to pull back, and you long from there. Boom. Look at this. This is how I operate. I look for breakouts, and then I know they're going to pull back to the 200, 21 of the 200, back to the 21. Easy longs. I don't miss these breakouts. I miss them with leverage because I can't predict them, but I never miss them with spot. I buy spots at the major 200 EMA dumps, right? And like, notice all these attempts before we broke through again, but we never lost it. Even though we kept going below, we never fully lost it because we really remained around that 200. So when I'm looking at the spot of the market that we are now, we're not in full on bear market for a year or two before we found the bottom, and then we made the attempts to try to change it. This is 1 or 2 years. If you just do this to the chart, man, doesn't it look just like that big old drop off, right? So it's very important to kind of know the differences, and this 200 EMA is a big deal. It really does tell us a lot. So us losing it on the CME, okay, and this is what I was looking at, and being below the 8, going to the 12-hour, and it starts looking very eerily similar. Rejection of the 200, we are now fighting to stay above the 8. That's big. So if you really want to know what the sentiment of the market is going to be this weekend, just follow the 80 EMA on the 12-hour. It's literally going to tell you. And watch how cool this is. We're going to go to the USDT pumpy dumpy chart on the 12-hour and notice this bad boy. We're above the 8. Or right below. Yeah, we're right above the 8, even though Bitcoin is above the 8 as well. Sorry, the CME is above the 8. USDT above the 8 on 12-hour. Something's got to give. Massive support at the 200. Massive resistance at the 200 for Bitcoin. One of those is going to break. Okay. That's where you identify upcoming bullish momentum. So on the 8-hour is the only thing we have left, because the 6-hour, we have the 50s far away. And we're now below the 8. Again, this is 6-hour. Notice how much more bearish you start feeling when you're below 8. You are above 21 and above 200. But man, if you get below these, the 8's going to head downward and start creating bearish momentum. So this is a real saucy spot in the market. And if you go to the 4-hour, ouch, below 8, below 21, it feels like it's going to start curving. 2 hours going to start giving you some crossing. Yep, 8 under 21. We're now below 50. 1 hour means it's going to give you even more crossing. Sure enough, 8 and 21 under a 50. Look at this, right? So at some point, it feels like it's making its way to the 200. 30-minute, that means we already got crossing. All of that, plus we're at the 200 level. So that 12-hour EMA, staying above it essentially means staying above this 30-minute 200. 95K, 12-hour on the 8, 95K. So as long as you're above 95K for the weekend, you have a shot to head towards the 200 and beyond. If you don't, domino effect, right? 6, 4-hour, 30-minute, all the triple cross action is going to start happening. On the 15, you already got some of that. Watch, see? We're below the 200 now. Because see how the 30-minute looks like it's right here, and then boom, it rejects. EMAs go down, we go down. So this is all just kind of textbook and all just domino effect, right? One thing to the next, one time frame to the next, and you'll get to where you need to get to. So for USDT dominance, let's get to that real quick, because this is where you look at the weekly time frame, and this is what I'm going to leave you guys with, because the weekly candle is about to end on Sunday. Triple action already happened. Nasty wick to the 21. This is pullback, bull flag. If we hold on this area and we get above the 8, another leg attempt to this predicted, the extended bear alley. If we get through there, we're in bear market. We're at the alley to their property line. And we're not too far. And it just seems that we're like, at any moment, you got to look at upcoming bullishness. So none on there. On the daily, you do have the 21 heading under the 50. We want to make sure we don't fade this cross. I don't think we are. We're kind of far. Unless you see a big old nuke for us to get above there, that feels like it's going to happen. That should be what takes us to heading and losing this 200 EMA on the 12-hour, which will simply mean pull back to this little support zone. And this zone is very, very important, as if we do not find support there, we are gonna find absolute trouble. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually said that wrong. You wanna not find support there, because then the bull market's gonna frickin' commence and head towards this lifetime trend, right? So this is the line in the sand, so to speak. So what's gonna happen first is that daily cross, so then you start looking at the bearishness. The 6 hour already gave us the triple crossing to the downside. That means all these are now on recovery mode. They are. 4 hour, now you got bullish crossing on the 8 over the 50, right? Like 2 hour, look at the 1 hour, we're right at the 200. 30-minute, we're above 200. 15-minute, we're above, way above 200 with triple crossing, right? So this already happened. So this is what you're looking at next. If the 30, sorry, that 30-minute chart does not recover, that means Bitcoin's chart will recover on the 30-minute, right? Look, here we are, 30-minute in this little point, right here, right? So this is what's cool, and what makes it fun is you can find confluence there between charts, but what you don't want to see is green on the pumpy dumpy chart, because green just means we get above this 8, we go above the 200, the 8 goes above the 200, more bullish action, more bearishness in the market, right? Because bullish on this means price is going to draw back. So then if that happens, you go to the 1 hour. What does that mean, Clutch? Oh, yeah, we're going to get to the 200 if that happens, right? And then if that happens, boom, so on and so forth, right? You take the 50, boom, you head to the 50, boom, you take the 21, right? All the way till you get here. Then you realize, dang, are they going to try to fade this cross? Technically, they can. There's still time, because I've seen big candles like this immediately. Like, look at this dump. If we had a similar dump right now, boom, we're way above. We're now fading this and going off to the races. So this is the stuff that really, it's very important to pay attention and understand. Really, it's just one thing to the next. This is why I love the averages, the law of averages, law of numbers, analytics, because they all eventually form to their, they tell you when people are coming in or when people aren't coming in. And with USDT pumpy dumpy, it literally tells you if people are buying crypto or just holding on to stables. And it's so easy to kind of understand the psychology at that point. These indicators are lagging indicators, meaning this action's already happening. So this is why I specialize my particular, skill set that I've earned through working hard and trying to learn all this, was not focus on this, right? Everyone focuses on, oh, this chart. I focus on this. Okay. So the chart did this. Now we're here. Now what? What's going to happen here where we're at? Boom, 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 right? And you guys have seen me drawing EMAs, doing all that stuff to really get together. But for me, weekly time frame, big old bull flag. Bitcoin, weekly time frame, uh-oh, nasty rejection incoming, 21 under a 50. That could very well happen over the next 2 weeks. Bitcoin futures, let's look at that, because remember, that rejection was really nasty, and sure enough, look at that. Now, even though we have the 8, which one's going to happen more? 8 takes us past this, or because we're below the 50, 21 is bound to cross it soon, activate a bunch of traders that trade this particular signal, and that hasn't happened in a very, very, very long time. Okay? 21 under a 50 is a big old deal. On the weekly, that's coming. Future CME, seems like that's coming. USDT's holding. Solana on the weekly, check out how nasty this looks. If we reject everything else here, Solana goes back to the 200 or below, the 8, 12, 21 EMA start heading downward again. Real bad. Because you can see it on the monthly, see? Look at that. You'll then see the 812 heading under the 21 and taking us to these support zones at $60 to $80 Solana. But I do feel like, if I'm going to be honest, nothing in the market has changed my sentiment to tell me USDT dominance is just gonna, this is what the timeline feels right now. Boom, boom, we're heading there. Bull market. I don't know. Doesn't feel like that. What do you do about all this? Well, you test it, which is what they're doing. And in that test, usually on a real healthy chart that's heading in that direction, you will never break out of here. You'll do this, pull back, one more, pull back, vamonos. They take all the liquidity they can get. And this feels like we're in this part of the sequence here. Why can I tell you that, or why can I predict that? Because this massive support zone is being so respected, and things like that don't ever get respected unless it's a legit move. So for me, that's my big concern over the next 2 days. I gave y'all what to look for, but it's that 8-hour chart on across a few charts. But 8 hours will be your key. You're gonna get to the 12-hour, resistance spots there if the 8-hour pushes you, and then from there we'll reevaluate. But that 200 EMA in the 12-hour is a big deal. So on the 8-hour, let me just go back just for refreshing purposes. You need to get above this 200 and above this 8 stat if you're going to have continuation. If not, left the gap, we closed it. We left the gap, we closed it. What else? Now you guys know what to look for. Any questions so far? Anything anybody's got want to add? This is your shot to add some TA here, or any sentiment. Andrew, what do you think?
Man, I had talked about it a little bit yesterday with Ghost, but there's just so many global macroeconomic events that just trigger a major sell-off, in my opinion. I think with the US sending oil tankers towards Iran, you have to be conscious of that. If Trump just starts tripping one day this weekend, the market can go to zero. And then you also got the Greenland situation. Like, Trump came out yesterday and said, one way or another, Greenland is gonna be ours. And so, like, that turmoil could be a trigger for red candles at any point in time, in my opinion. And then I even think with what you're seeing in Minnesota is something to be conscious of too, when it comes to this weekend and early next week, because they're talking about using the Insurrection Act. And I think the pandemonium that could cause, because now you're going to have talk civil war, this and that. And if people even think there's a 3% chance of civil war in the United States, I think every market starts working its way to zero, and until we have confirmation there's not civil war in the United States. So I'm cautious on the side of things, right? Like, I'm still not in forever shorts. Like, I was in a Solana short yesterday, wants to kind of, bounced off Solana's historical support, and I was like, yeah, close this one out and try to get the entry again. So I'd rather still be on the short side of things than the long side of things. We talked about it a couple times, Clutch, with Bitcoin pumping to the levels it's at, and Solana not being able to break the top of that range. That's super telling. I don't think Solana is necessarily front running the market like it used to, but I think it's an indicator of the alt market. And so yeah, I'm just not seeing stuff to me that feels like continuation on anything. Even looking at silver, I think it's time to short silver. In any pump we can get there, and you can short silver on Novex, guys. So you might want to take advantage of that one. So it's still shorting season, man. Just everything I'm seeing on the globe, we're just not getting. I guess there's one bullish thing. We have mortgage rates lower than we've had them the past 3 years, right? Like that, I guess that's kind of bullish for market roll, but like outside of that, I can't find anything bullish in the news or in you know the world's life. My life is very bullish, but you know, like the market's life, I don't know. I just don't see much
Right.
bullishness.
Well, you don't move the market like that, sir. Unfortunately, I wish you did. I'm sure you'll move it in my direction. All I'm saying is, there is there's tension in the world, and the mortgage rates, they're this low because they have to be. People aren't buying homes. So I'll see your mortgage rates take with with how many people are actually buying the homes. The number's still declining. So people aren't ready to
Oh, no,
to buy
I'm
yet.
good with shorting the housing market too. You know, you can do that on Polymarket now or Call Sheet.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty tight. So yeah, no, I'm definitely excited, for these seasons, because like you can't be in fear, and you can't make great entrances, right, become your norm. So because it just doesn't happen that much. Happens every few years. So for me, the fact that this is kind of not necessarily a unicorn event, but bear markets are events that, or just price go down. Dude, we're 50% retraced on most things, if not more. 60, 70% is kind of like the norm. So let's just assume that we're averaging a 60% pullback, then at that point, it's like, I just think people forget how bad the bear markets can get. And they activate risk on in moments of fomitis. For those that don't know, fomitis is FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's a serious drug. There's no prescription for it. There are lotto tickets you can buy that will, maybe make you enough money to keep aping every dip. But you know, to me, is just staying in the game is very important. So that's why we leverage trade quick scalps, because like if you look at this part of the market, right? Like this chart here, or let's just go to let's go to Solana. On Solana, we could very well, test this little lifetime spot. So I'm going to go to the weekly, right? Like we lost that lifetime alley for Solana. Doesn't mean that it lost it not on one attempt, but look at all these attempts to lose it. Boom, boom, boom. Right? It finally lost it. Like this is losing it. And now you can't just expect, because they can't just take it straight down. They'll pay all the bears. So in the midst of these massive, massive dumps, you gotta have these upswings, right? And it's free money. And this is why with leverage, we take all these swings. And you can do it even on the smaller scale, nonstop. Like every time we're way above the 200 on the 15-minute, I'll wait. This isn't way above. I'll be like, oh, I'll be chilling. All right, we didn't lose it. No cross. Okay. Boom. Once I see a second, third attempt, like here, I enter. Yeah, I would want to enter here. But sometimes, bro, like you don't know if this is the top. I know this is the top here, right? So identifying trades, and then anytime you're way below the 200, how do you not close here? Okay, dude, you somehow held back to here and you didn't close here. Dude, this chart could very well head here, and your holding is whatever, right? But anything can change that can send the market, make you lose all that and some. Or I take one trade, I take a long, I take a short scalp. I then see the little pump before the dump, take another one, and then right now I'm in a long. Like this, taking what the chart gives you is extremely possible if you're super, super patient. You don't rush into trades, right? Like on the 5-minute, wait till you claim the 200. Look at this. We're going to go to the 200 when we first lost it, which is all the way over here. Look at this. See? You freaking finally lost it, and you didn't fully claim it. until like these levels where, look, because you weren't falling below it that much more. Over here, you pretty much stayed up and down around it. But then you start looking. Wicks like this tells you there's liquidity now. This wick, I was going to show you guys this on the show. This wick right here was like, oh, they're going to pumpy. Sure enough, pumpies. So then I wait for those overextensions. I wait for here, towards those levels. You're way above the 200. You're creating a head. Like Bitcoin's so easy to trade because it's so conventional. But again, with what you said, Andrew, just getting those trades to just go in and out will make you oftentimes a lot more money if you're right more times than not. If you're always wrong, but you're right on the macro, holding on a trade and then just closing it, I get that too. Whatever helps you make money. Ultimately, you want to just know that a hopium long to 150K Bitcoin, right? 50% from here. What's more likely, 50% from here up or 50% down from here? I'll argue that it's 50% down in the immediate future within the next year versus the long-term future, which is the next 4 to 6 years. I think 150K Bitcoin will be laughable. I think it'll go to the 500K range, if I'm being honest, bro, on the next breakout attempt. It'll do what it should have done this cycle when we were running and Bitcoin only hit 127, 126. I definitely can see Bitcoin hitting that 225, 275, K level before we, quote unquote, it's all over and we come back down to 150K, 130K Bitcoin as our bottom, bro. It's starting to feel real that Bitcoin will be $1 million. Just, man, that sequence on the charts takes a long time. Because if I go to Bitcoin and I go to the monthly and, and I just kind of look at this and look at where $1 million Bitcoin is, right? It really isn't that far. And I'm going to explain. So you have $1 million Bitcoin right there, right? You have it right up here, which from here would only be an 800 percenter. So now I'm going to show you something. So if you look at the full macro and you look at the bottom of here, look at our percentage, right? 10x. It doesn't even have to do the same move. Assuming this move goes even less than this one, because check this one out. 34x, right? So we went from a 34x to a 10x. Let's just say we go to a 6 to 8x, bro. That's $1 million Bitcoin on the next cycle. So giving you a realistic expectation, but dude, next cycle, that's another 4 to 8 years, 10 years total for everything to play out. Takes a long time, takes big players to enter, and then Apple tops blast, pumps all our bags. That's the dream. Apple joins crypto and just says, all right, freaking crypto plebs, it's time to take it serious. They ain't gonna take it serious with trash like C Trash and Monero running rampart and people like Vitalik using frickin' the poor Ethereum ecosystem as just exit liquidity for years now. And there's a reason why the real ballers of this world, they're either like away from this or their companies just buy it and make money because whatever, they don't frickin' care. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You got to be about the culture like Elon, or you got to be about the protection of your assets, which most brands aren't there. And I think that's what we're truly waiting for mass adoption, because the people aren't going to come. We expected way more brands to be here, crypto to be a little bit more mainstream. The president really hit us, with the attempt at it, shilling our bags, but we still can't even frickin' use crypto in an everyday process because people are just so scummy that they want to launch thousands and thousands of tokens on a day-to-day basis across all ecosystems. We are literally wasting what could have been a 25x from the bottom, which would have put us at 400K Bitcoin, but that wasn't possible because of all the crime. And I think that's why there's an outcry for um, for privacy coins because those same criminals want to accumulate even more. And again, this isn't the billionaires. This is the multimillionaires that know they don't step up to the likes of Apple. Guys like Andrew Tate, his scummy ass keeps freaking using how many tokens and people and like everything he keeps doing. Like, come on, dog. Those are the types of people that want Z Trash around. So then they can fricking move millions and millions of dollars without no one noticing it because it's being utilized as exit liquidity. That's my fricking take on privacy and my take on the market. So just understand it. They got to grab more liquidity. Not gonna grab mine. Anybody has any other takes before we start wrapping up the show? Any questions?
No questions, but I love it when you do this. Like, seriously, thank you so much. And I always try to share this with as many people as possible because I just, I love what you guys are doing over here in Novex. And next time I got to send this out to my mom. So,
Yeah, boomer takes sometimes for sure.
hey, she's already, I don't know, she's already looking into it and totally into it. So she's got this thing for XRP though, since she's over on Facebook now. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I have no clue.
You know, we just need y'all to keep buying more XRP so then I can keep selling it on y'all, says the XRP Foundation. So yeah, just tell her to be careful with that freaking exit liquidity cash grab.
I will. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely try to just, steer her away from the Facebook stuff because it's I don't know I don't even know what she's watching over there. So, but appreciate you. Thank you guys.
Heck yeah, appreciate you coming through. Anybody else? What's up, guys? No? All right. Andrew, are we doing the cash game today?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm with it. Hopefully we can get some people in there. We can all sit at a $25 buy-in table, and make sure we all get there at the same time and get the seats.
Yeah, that'll be tight. We're gonna do like a we always do tournaments, but instead of like a big old tournament with 30, 40, 50 people, we want to do like a little cash game, sit and go style with like nine of us, $25. And then just freaking just have fun like we would if we went to the
And you can
casino.
keep rebuying too because it's the cash game and stuff, and just if people want to wait, just get a seat when a seat opens up. If we already got nine.
I had a blast the one time when Ghost did it, and I popped in, and Clutch, you were so funny because you were like, "Babe, who did I just kill over there?" And I
Or who
was
did I just eliminate?
like one of the times it was me. I was like, "Son of a bitch, what happened? I thought I had like a killer hand." And
And I
then
whooped that at. No, yeah, I do
I saw
remember
behind you
whooping
pressing
you.
your stuff.
That was bad. That was bad. I don't feel sorry, but enjoy.
Oh no, don't ever, please. Like, no, I had a lot of fun. That was really cool. So, and definitely would, love to get on it with you guys again too. And I forget the lady's name that was with AF token.
MJ,
I can't remember her name.
not the mama.
Who was it?
MJ, not the mama. Boo.
Oh,
YOLO.
she's one of the head ladies with the AF token and
Who knows? But
eight. Oh, I can't remember her name. She messaged me though, and I just wanted to
sick. Yeah,
honor
no,
her.
they
She was super
yeah, the
cool.
lotto community has it popping. They got a World Series of Lotto tournament. I almost won it last week.
Yeah.
Got freaking second. No, no,
Oh
I'm
shit.
sorry. No, what did I get on that one? I think I got third. Victoria got fourth on the World Series of Lotto. Motown won. But they actually score points, and at the end of this tournament, which will be all year round, the winner will win a trip to a World Series. So not this summer, but the following summer, right? Because we play all year round. To earn to the WSOP. Maybe we'll get enough in there to make the trip this summer, but I don't know how that's going to turn out. But yeah, so check them out. We're going to be playing some cash games as well. So we always got all kinds of stuff for y'all.
I know. I love it. Thank you again, guys.
Cool. Talk soon, Morgan. Massimo, Andrew, I'm going to assume you guys are good. Take care. I'll see you on the cash game later.
Great show, brother.
Let's go.
Let's
Peace
do
out,
it.
bro. Have a
Later,
good
man.
one. We'll talk soon. I'm gonna cue us out of here with a song. You guys know the Novex playlist. I posted it in the chat. Like and repost the space.
Okay.
Comment, do all that stuff. Helps.
That I had a little Allen wrench that stays in here all the time. Okay.
I'm gonna save Mass. I'm gonna cut off his mic. All right. Oh, the music didn't come through, right? You guys couldn't hear it? Let me do this. Yeah, my boss was like, damn, dude, I was playing the song. All right. Y'all have a good one. Thank you for showing up to Trade Talk. Much love. Play a song. And see y'all soon. See y'all again Monday.
Written in these charts like I have precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Forest on mute, but the numbers kill. Novex finance, cold and still. Trade talk live, no cap, no fill. Coming in clutch when the screen get ill. Mr. Clutch, keep me calm when I overfill. Mr. Clutch, keep me calm when I overfill. Left eye on the chart, right eye on pain. Hand steady like a sniper in rain. Force breath cold, hard and chains. Every wicked lesson, every loss a gain. I move like that through terrain. Cold my path, never complain. Coffee black, screen on stain. Alpha ain't luck, it's strange domain. Deeper and deeper, candle to tangle. Price and chaos is a you don't handle. Deeper and deeper, candle to candle. Price and chaos is a battle handle. Deeper and deeper, candle to candle. Price and chaos is a battle handle. Novex knows in the fog we march. Trade lines etched like bark on arch. Coming in clutch, ain't a phrase is charged. Miss a clutch, pray while the ticks discharge. Reading these charts like a precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Voice on mute, but the numbers kill. Deeper and deeper, candle to candle. Price and chaos is a battle handle. Deeper and deeper, candle to candle. Price and chaos is a battle handle. Reading these charts like a precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Force on mute, but the numbers kill. Novex finance, quarry still. Reading these charts like a precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Force on mute, but the numbers kill. Reading these charts like a precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Force on mute, but the numbers kill. Deeper, heartbeat sync with the trend line. Blood on the chart, there's a deadline. I see fear in their eyes through the headline. They ain't quant, they just scroll timeline. I keep math like ammo, cold precise. Entry points measure, exit twice. Silence the noise, pay the price. One bad click, you sacrifice. Algorithm twitch in the moonlight gleam. Trade talk space ain't just a stream. It's a war room brief with the alpha team. Coming in clutch, we redefine dream. We redefine dream, redefine dream, redefine dream, redefine dream, redefine dream. Reading these charts like a precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Forced on mute, but the numbers kill. Novex wins for precision drill. No luck here, just timing and will. Seeing me gaps still bleed and chill. Forced on mute, but the numbers kill. Deeper, deeper. Drill to the chart bleeds order. Deeper, drill to the chart bleeds order. Deeper, drill to the chart bleeds order. Deeper and deeper, candle to candle. Discipline's the weapon, patience the trigger.